Hey, I got money, they envy me. I'm with the gang, I'm with the mob. What was you thinking?
Hey y'all, it's C here. I have this on because it's low-key kind of chilly outside. But yeah, this is my little patio. So that's where I'm gonna be filming this. Yeah. Anyway, this is a story time. Hold on, let me adjust my chair for a minute. So yeah, this is a story time, and this is gonna be about the time that. So yeah, this is gonna be a story time, and this is gonna be. Oh my god. So yeah, this is a story time, and this is gonna be about the time that they thought I was a hooker. I mean, like, who would think that this little face is a hooker? Like, do I look like a hooker to you? Honey, no. Child, no. But yeah, and by they, I mean the boys in my class. And I'll be getting into that in a minute. But before we even do that, sorry, I'm trying to make sure that my mom's not peeking in on me. But yeah. But before we even do that, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, let me know what you've been thinking about in the comments below, and turn on your post notifications because I know you want to hear when I post, so yeah. And let's get started. This first happened in 6th grade, so I'm in 7th grade now. Why you always gotta make a noise? Are you done? Are you done? Okay guys, now that we got all the noise out, finally, so yeah, now that we got all the noise out, let's get back into it. So as I was saying, this happened in 6th grade, and I remember I was in math class with my teacher, Mr. Thomas, which by the way, shout out to you because you're an OG, so yeah. And the thing about Mr. Thomas is, even though he did teach us, but he let us do like our thing. So he gave us free time, which is something that most teachers don't do. So like he let us do what we wanted to do without like us getting out of control, you know. So yeah. Sorry guys, it's migration season and a bunch of seagulls are pooping all over my trees. And I'd show you, but they don't have a switch button on this camera, so Apple, make that. Anyway, so here was me. So like, I'm gonna get into a little bit of backstory before I get into like the situation. So here's what happened. I have like this type, I don't know, I call it a condition, but for now we're gonna name it ashy lip syndrome because that's pretty much what I've had since 3rd grade. And it's where like around like winter, like my lips, they get really like dry, like around this, and I'm not just talking about like my lips, like around my entire area, like right here. See how I had to look at my lips because it's getting dry? So like it would turn ashy, like white ashy, and if I didn't constantly lick them, it would turn ashy. So yeah, I had that since 3rd grade, and it's still carrying around. It's getting better because like I remember to put on Vaseline a little bit more, but not really. But it was after the situation when I started like remembering, like, okay, I have to put Vaseline more. But yeah, so before then I didn't really do it that much. If I remembered, then I would do it. So in Mr. Thomas's class, this was around like, I couldn't tell you which period because we have like, over here in Florida we have A-Day or B-Days. We don't have that anymore, but we used to. And now I'm in 7th grade, so yeah. I want you to imagine the desk. We're going back to modern time where like this is where it takes place. It's like in Mr. Thomas's class we had like rows. So like one row over here, then here, then here, then here, and then yeah, so like I was all the way at the far right row, and in that row we had like 5 5 chairs. So like, yeah. So Mr. Thomas, he was trying to teach us a lesson about like geometry. I was gonna say geography, but geometry, since he was a math teacher. He used to be a gym teacher, but he's a math teacher. He wanted to do football, but then his friend Gary Tinsley died. So yeah, so if you could ever like search up Darian Thomas, that's what he looks like. And he was the best teacher. I'm so mad that they took him away this year. Like, they could have at least kept him. Like, not all my teachers were trash though. So anyway, he was trying to teach us why can I not speak? Geometry. And then, so like he told all of us to like move over to the side, because like, if you could imagine, like, we don't have smart boards in Florida. We have like this big TV, and it's always at like the corner of the room, and you have to like hook your laptop to the TV so then everything could display there. It's not like a normal projector or smart board like we had in New York. So he told all of us to move to that corner, but because like, if I moved over, there was only a couple seats left, and they were all in the back. Like, everyone took the ones in the front, and I couldn't move, so I had to stay at my other seat, where I was actually like low-key in the front, but I was all the way on the other side. So like, I was right here, and then the TV smartboard thing was like all the way right here. And some of the boys in my class, they stayed over there too, because they weren't paying attention. I mean, like, what else is new? But so like, hold on, I want to get food. All right, guys, I'm back. Got my little Dollar Tree tortilla chips, because this is all we had left. And my mom, she didn't make food yet, so yeah. As I said, so like, they stayed all in the corner with me. So like, we're all in this area too. And then they took up, along with my area, they took up another row. So there was like 2 rows, and we're all trying to see the board, because like, this was an FSA, was about to come up. If you guys don't know what FSA is, it's the same thing as the state test. I guess it means Florida State Assessment. I don't really know, but yeah. So here's all of us just like trying to do this work, like, yeah, right? So this is where we're going to have to go into a little bit more depth. So we had this like new kid at the time, and yeah, so like, this new kid, he got into like an altercation with his like ex-girlfriend, who was my friend, who brought me into their drama for no reason. Like, why? But yeah, I'm not gonna get into what went down. This is what I was talking about when I said drama. I'm not gonna go into that because it's not any of my business, but I might do a story time on it a little bit later, because like, when something like really big goes down, I like to document it if I ever going to do like a story time later. So I documented that, and yeah. So Mr. Thomas, he was asking us like a bunch of questions and stuff, and then new kid over here, we don't need to name him, because like, most of the kids in this story, they're kind of irrelevant. They only have like a simple part. But yeah, so then answers a question. So then when Mr. Thomas asks the question, new kid over here answers the question. Y'all, let me want to tell you, I am the queen of worst timing. Like, so the thing about my, like I said, ashy lip syndrome, is that I can feel when it's about to happen. So like, when I feel it happening, like, you could feel like the ashiness, like after you lick it once and then you wait a little bit, and then when like the cold air gets around your lip, you know that it's going to turn ashy. And I didn't put any Vaseline on that day, because like I said, I don't remember. I'm really that, and I'm lazy too. But I have really like, things slip my mind pretty easily. So then I'm like, okay, and then I lick my lips. And this is when I learned you can't do or mind your own business in public. So I understand some of you guys are going to be like, well, how did you lick your lips? How did they think like that? So here's how, like, when I told you about like around this entire area right here, it gets like white. So I didn't just lick my lips, I had to lick on top of my lips and the back of on the bottom of my lips. So if you see someone doing that in public, and then you would understand. So like, it's like normal people lick it like this, and this is how I would normally lick it if I did have like Vaseline on a little bit prior to that, and then it kind of wore off. But because I didn't have anything on, I did like this, like that, and then I did that. So when people saw, tell me why, of all times, everyone had to be paying attention to me. Why this time? Like, why? Y'all, when I tell you the weird looks I got, the extremely weird looks that I got from this, like, they were really weird looks, and I didn't know at the time. Like, the first red flag was like one of the girls in my class that sat in front of me, that moved over there and got a seat in there in time. She called me out, but I didn't understand why. And then when I turned around, all the boys that are behind me, like, so I didn't explain how the seating was. So I was like I was the second chair in the first row, and then all the boys were behind me. So like 3 behind me and like 2 2 to the back on the second row. And they were all staring at me, like kids were like smirking at me, kind of, not really. And it was just, when I tell you, like, one of the most awkwardest situations of my life. One of the most awkwardest situations of my life. And like, this really did take a toll on my personality, because like I couldn't understand why they were like staring at me. And then, but like the second I started thinking about it when I got home, because like I'm the type of person, I won't take you seriously at one point, and then I have to like go home to really process what just happened. And then I realized that happens to me a lot, because like a lot of stuff like happens, and then I don't take it seriously at first, and then when I'm like at peace at home, then I start thinking about it more. I'm like, why did this happen today? And then I understand more about it. So I went home and started thinking about it. I was like, why did they all give me like such weird looks earlier? And then I started thinking, I'm like, oh no, honey, no. And like, you can't say anything about it. You can't say, oh, it's because of my ashy lip syndrome, whatever, because like it's going to look like a cover-up. They're just going to like not believe you. And like, I don't be thinking like that. I don't know. Like, this was the first time when I realized that there was a dirty way to lick your lips. And at that, I didn't know that there was a dirty way to lick your lips until I went on Wish. I was looking through like headphones and stuff like that, and then randomly something popped up, and it was like edible liquid and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, candy. So I clicked on it. Adult edible candy. Great! And then they had like this picture of this lady licking her lips, and then I looked at that, and then I was like, is that how I looked? So yeah. And then I didn't really handle this well at all. The second I got home, I was like really upset, because out of all the things I ever want to be in life, being a thought is not one of them. I never want, like, it's on my list for like top 3 things that top 5 things I never want to be in life. The first one's a Satanist, because you know, we're Jesus 100% on this channel, okay? Number 2 is a serial killer, because like, look at me, I can't kill anybody. I have too much of a heart for that. Please pass, airplane. And number 3, if you haven't guessed it already, is a thought. I mean, like, look at me. Do I look like a thought? I don't think I do. But like, I mean, I guess I kind of get what they're coming from. But what is the first thing that goes to your mind have to be dirty? Like, come on now. So what I did was I wrote a song about it. I wrote a rap, because like when I get like mad or upset, I kind of go writing to raps, because when I write songs, it like takes a while. it's hard for me to write a song, but when I write a rap, it's pretty much easy and okay. So I spent that whole afternoon writing a rap, and then I brought it to school, and then one of the girls read my rap when I didn't want her to, because one of the girls in my class, excuse me, she liked going into my bag, and she grabbed my like songbook, and then she read it. So yeah. But I'm gonna get into that a little while now. She probably thought I was like trying to commit suicide or something, because I say things to make things really over dramatic in like my raps and songs. But I was fine. I was just really didn't want people to think that, because that's just one of the things about me. Like, it's something that like that it could really take a toll on a person, and no one really understands the effect that they have on somebody until like it's been done. So yeah, so I'm just like not the type of person that can handle people in her class or anywhere for that matter thinking that she's a thought. Like, that's just not who I am. Not at all. I don't even know if I'm fully straight. Like, either I'm like, I'm gonna get into that later. But yeah. So I was really like sad. I was really sad because I don't want people thinking that I'm a thought. I mean, like, it's not in my blood. And like, if my mom thought that I was, and we're not raised to be like that. Like, if you are thought, you're gonna get sent straight out the house. You're gonna go to the convent, or you're gonna get shipped all the way back to Haiti. So until they straighten you out, like, they don't play that type of game in my family. So I never grew up with that type of mentality. So yeah. And then like towards the end of the year, the kids that was like circled around as like the new kid who was no longer new, but yeah, he started kind of acting a little weird. I guess they kind of told him. I don't really know, but I mean, like, I can't blame you, because I wouldn't want to be friends with someone who was like that either. But the thing is, it was taken out of context. So yeah, but that really didn't affect me, because like at this point I realized why they were giving me weird looks. So yeah. But anyway, I guess that's the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because it made me relive some things. Let me know what you think, if you want me like to do more story times, because I have like over 30 story times I need to tell you guys, like, for real. And if you say no, I'm gonna still do it anyway. So yeah, but anyway, so subscribe, leave a like, let me know what you think about in the comments. I said that already, subscribe, but seriously though, subscribe. And turn on your post notifications. You know, you want to ring that bell. You want to know when I post. So, hey, bye.